on the move. Somebody's in here. I'll be able to check comments in a little bit. I just can't right now. Go, she stopped. Somewhere shady. Today's a super bright day. And if I don't park somewhere shady, these guys will just cook. If I put the windows up, and I have to put them up while we're at the store. There we go. Shady spot. Yeah. They get a little protective of the car. What's up, gamers? Just give me a moment here. I will be right back out to the car. I just want to run inside with Zuma and get something to drink. Okie dokie? Okie dokie. Gear on her. Put your orange on, yeah. At least people know. Alright, lift this foot. Okay. Somebody's listening to shots. talk with your manager. That's all right. Give me a moment here, folks. We're having some difficulty doing some off-leash training with Zuma. They're denying her access to the store. So, we might have a lawsuit on our hands. Stay tuned. isn't it? Alright, so this is no longer our favorite spot then, huh, Zoo? Back up, Kins. Back up, Kins. Back up. Thank you. Who's up in here in the chat? Aiden the God. Hello, what's up? We still got somebody in here? So we just came out of the store where they were trying to enforce a leash law on my service dog, which is not a thing. If you guys remember, I have these little cards here. It's got the federal law on them. So I just gave them one of these cards and reminded them that the federal law trumps whatever store policy that they have. It doesn't matter what their store policy says. What the law says is she is allowed to be off leash if it assists in the training or mobility of her tasks. So what we were doing today is some off leash training. We've been doing a lot of that recently because I want her to be able to be off leash. And so we were going to do more of that today. You see she's vested up pretty good. Please don't pet me, don't pet working dog. When we started the off-leash training, she wasn't marked like that. Not as clearly. When we started the off-leash training, she was only marked with the bandana. Right? She only had the bandana on. It is marked service dog, but it doesn't say don't pet me or things like that. But now that I've got her vest fixed, we've been using that, right, girlie? For her off-leash stuff, and she does have this wireless collar on here too. Come here. Get your gear off. Thank you. Good girl. And of course I had a leash in the car when they gave me shit about it. Good work. Good work. We'll have to give everybody one because they saw, huh? Even though she got a milk bone in the store. I'm gonna start refusing those. Here, lady. There you go. Well, Eddie's not looking. What's up, Space Nut? We just had an interaction here. If you want to scroll back, you can scroll back, or you can stay tuned because I'll re-inform, re-educate, because I like to do that. So we went into the store. Do you remember the story about the lady who smacked Zuma with a piece of paper? Do you remember me telling that story and it made me kind of upset? Well, same lady, right? Like I said, she works there. Same lady. So this time around, she tells me that Zuma can't come in. No, not the not the bacon lady. I just glanced down. I saw bacon lady. No, not the bacon lady. Bacon lady was the one at Walmart who was in line forever trying to return bacon while I was trying to buy the phone. This is the lady who works at the convenience store gas station combination place, and the other day like was shushing Zuma away with a sheet of paper or two. So we're in there today. I got her all geared up. She's vested, you know. We're wearing the Devo vest, you know, clearly marked service dog. And she stops me at the door and says that Zuma needs to have a leash on her. And I said, well, she doesn't, because she's a service dog, which is true. She doesn't. And then she said, well, if you've got one in the car, she can't come in unless you're putting one on her. So I put one on her politely, because I tend to be, you know, I don't want to be confrontational with people. That's not the intention that I have with her. But while I was out at the car, I picked up one of those little cards. I'll show it again while I got a little stoplight here. Right? It's one of these guys. And on the front it just says full access required by law. On the back it has some information about the US federal law with the ADA law and everything to do with service dogs. So I just brought out my little got a little thing in the diggy here where I hold the cards. And so I brought that out, and I gave one, well, tried to give one to the manager who was denying me access. And so I just left it on the counter there. And then the assistant manager came out, and I gave another one to her. And I said, you really need to read this now, because this could be a giant lawsuit if you try to enforce this policy. And they're just really underinformed, undereducated. And they tried to tell me that it's not the same thing as a wheelchair or an oxygen tank, and it most certainly is. It's medical equipment. You can't deny somebody access to your store because you don't like the way their medical equipment is being handled. Like, that's insanity. That's craziness. So give me a sec here, and I'll get down into the comments. I found a shady spot to park. Yeah, she did. She did have an issue with Zuma off lead. Specifically, Zuma saying hi to her. So the reasonable expectation is control of the dog. Out of control is kind of a vague thing. They describe out of control as being aggressive, being places that they shouldn't be, or being overly loud. Like the same kind of stuff that would get you a disorderly conduct. That kind of behavior in a dog is considered out of control. And the only time that they can ask you to leave is if you are not able to control the dog. The wording is very specific. If you are not able to control the dog. So it's all right if they start acting like that for some reason, as long as you're able to control it. If you can stop that behavior. Yes, the ADA law protects both me and Zuma. So what I could have done is said, I don't have a leash, and seen where that took me. I could have taken the low ground and said, well, if I'm not going to be allowed access without my service dog, then I'm going to have to go file a lawsuit. And I could have gone and filed a lawsuit. I still can. I can file a lawsuit for emotional damages. It would be a very, it's a good chance the case would get thrown out, but I could most certainly file a lawsuit for being denied access. I could sue the store, and I could sue that manager specifically and personally. Because she was acting in an authoritative manner on behalf of the store. And she personally should have known better, and the store themselves should have taught her better. There should have been more education. Right. And she already is a celebrity, right? There's 1,000 people out there. Or more. There's more than 1,200 now. I have more than 1,200 subscribers of people who are like, this dog is awesome. So you can't treat a celebrity like that, right? People are going to start to notice. People are going to tune in and be like, well, I want to know where she was mistreated, and I'm going to go pick it. I'm going to go stand out there with a sign. You know what I mean? They don't want that kind of publicity. They don't want to be on the news, because somebody will go to a news outlet. There will be some fan that loves seeing her and are like, oh no, you didn't pick on my baby girl. You did not just pick on my baby girl. That's it. And then they'll write a news article about her. It'll be in the paper, and the next thing you know, this lady can't find a job somewhere because she's rude to service dogs. Like, I don't want that to be the outcome. I want every interaction with Zuma to be positive and awesome. And I would rather educate these people so that somebody else doesn't sue the shit out of them, because enough people are losing money. And we already don't have enough money to do the things that we need to do as people. We don't need to be suing each other for get rich quick. Oh, she has no idea what's going on. She just knows that we went back to the car and got a leash. But she was definitely offended when she was being swatted by the papers. Come here. Let me put this on you. You gotta make sure you have some kind of colors while you're out and about without a leash. I try not to put the harness on her when it's too hot out. But yeah, so I gave the lady a card. I gave the store a card, and she tried looking it up. And it turns out I'm right, which I knew I was. I'm correct. I overheard one of them telling the other, it's not necessary if it aids in the task that she's been trained to perform. And I can't train the task into her unless we do off-leash training. So I need to do the off-leash. There's that. A few hours research, holy moly. What about um what about a Bluetooth? Would YouTube or the internet connect to a Bluetooth camera? Like would my Android device allow a Bluetooth camera to like send a could I do that? And I did a little bit of thinking about that last night. I remember you saying at one point that if I sent you some long form videos, you'd be able to edit them. That would be a perfect long form video to put you on task. Because I don't have time to edit, 3 or 4 hours of a video of her being out with doggo cam. I just sold a GoPro. I just sold one. It only had the helmet cam, but it had the waterproof case and the SD card capability. I had gotten it on Temu for free, and I just sold it. Okay. So you'd need to be in range with the GoPro in order for that to work. I don't think that one was an advanced enough system anyway. It was knockoff GoPro. It wasn't GoPro. And I don't remember ever seeing anything about Bluetooth on it. It wasn't GoPro brand itself. That's the difference when it comes to getting brand or getting knockoff, is typically the knockoff doesn't do half the stuff the brand does. Yeah. And then, some of this other stuff would be, I wouldn't have to worry about it. The things that I would be worried about with the collar cam is it picking up potentially private information. So I guess not being able to go live is a good thing. And then we can edit out and blur people's faces, things like that. But that would be a studio thing for sure. I'm sure that I can find the app or technology, but I think that I would be using more than one app to edit one video, which sounds like a lot of back and forth and saving and then editing and then saving and ton of time consumption. Now that I'm doing some landscaping work, my time is a lot less than it was. And on that note too, my live streams are going to be a little bit weird, spread out weird over the next week. So I might be missing getting here at 11. I'll still try. I'll still try to be here on time. But it might be more like I'm getting here between 11 and 1 instead of at 11 until 1. So I will try to be here around the lunch hour. I really don't think that the collar cam editing would be too much of an issue. I just think it would be time consuming because you're going to want to be able to record stuff you can see. So when she moves too fast and there's a motion blur, that's going to get edited out. When she puts her snout up somebody's skirt, that's going to get edited out. When she's in somebody's face who isn't giving us consent to film them, that's going to get edited out. So a lot of the stuff is just going to get gone. It's just going to get taken out. And I feel like what's left is going to end up being short material. What would I spend walking around? An hour or two at most. But to edit the live stream? Yeah, I just don't have 4 to 6 hours to devote to it all at once. You know, I feel like that project would end up being procrastinated. So, but I don't mind figuring out how to get it onto the cloud. I know that messes with the file. Direct is the best way, but if I can keep the file size and have it not mash things together like audio, keep it in its original form, then if we can get it on the cloud, you'd be able to edit that as you wished. I want to give you more freeform capabilities to use your skills. So like with the live streams and stuff, like I was showing you a template, you know, just basically this is what I kind of want it to look like and the information I want to be on it, and then I'll let you run with it. I've learned pretty early in my life that I can't do everything myself, and if I try to micromanage, I might as well be doing it myself. So I might as well just let other people have their creative input. Yeah, to sum up the Zuma thing, I just told them, you know, I would have a talk with corporate and do your research before you try enforcing that policy. Because somebody else is not going to be as nice. I should have brought you guys in there to do that, to see that conversation go down. I wasn't expecting that conversation to go down today, so I didn't bring any of my devices to film it. I'm always so unprepared when it comes to situations like that. Totally not ready to be filming the interaction. Such a nice day out. Do your thing. You know me. We're just chilling here. As long as the doggos are on camera, I'm cool. We got all three today. If you can't tell. She's always hiding. She finds a little nook and she just hides out in that nook. You can see her right next to Annie's face. She's hiding right in front of that cone, but just behind Annie. Just enough so you can't see her. Maybe I can get some more tilt. Get more zoom with. It's gonna spring back. No, it doesn't want to spin. If I mess with it too much, then you won't see anything in the car. Let's see. I feel like I need to research this now, just to make sure that my own brain is giving me the proper information. So here it is. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, service dogs generally must be leased, harnessed, or tethered while in public places unless those devices interfere with the service dog's work or the handler's disability. If If a leash or tether prevents the dog from doing its job, or the handler is unable to use one due to the disability, the dog must still be under voice control, under hand signal, or effective control. And she was. So they can't force somebody, wait for the plane to go over. So they can't force somebody to make their dog be on a leash, because what if they don't have any arms? Right? What if they don't have any arms and they're in a wheelchair? Then what? Then you're gonna deny them access. So now you're denying a customer access to a place that he normally would be able to go to, just because his dog can't be attached because he doesn't have any arms. Like, that's silly. Like, I'm bothered by people's ignorance, you know, and then blatantly trying to enforce policies that they're ignorant of the law for. That's what really grinds my gears, is when people try to enforce policies that aren't law. Because the way things go is it's policy, and then your local law supersedes that policy, and then your state law supersedes your local law, and then your federal law supersedes your state law. And then the Geneva Convention supersedes the federal law. So when state, local, and federal law are saying you can't enforce this policy, and people are still enforcing the policy, it's just silly to me. Like, how do you not know? And not even in a nice way. Enforcing the policy in, like, a rude way too. Like, she can't come in without a leash. Like, get out. Not, do you have a leash? We'd really prefer it if she were on a leash in here. Can you please put her on a leash? You know, they didn't ask. They demanded that she be on a leash and told me she couldn't come in without one. It's not the same as being polite about it. And the simple denying of access is enough to have a lawsuit. That in and of itself is enough. Zoo. People telling you can't go places. Silly. Silly, silly. Yeah. They're silly people trying to do silly things. That's why I keep these cards. What's up, Ghost? We had another incident today with Zuma. We were just talking about it. The lady at the store who shushed her away with the papers, same lady tried to tell her she couldn't come in today without a leash. Douglas, what's up, Douglas? Let's take our dogs into Walmart. Walmart doesn't care because Walmart trains their employees to shut the fuck up. They will tell them, don't say anything, don't ask questions, we don't want them in the carts. Some Walmarts don't let you put the doggos in the carts. But yeah, otherwise Walmart doesn't say anything. They train their employees to not say anything. Don't say anything because we don't want a lawsuit. And that's what this was about, this card here. You know, this card has the ADA federal law in it, and when they tried to deny me access, I said, I want to see your manager. You know, this policy you're enforcing is not the law, and you can end up with a real big lawsuit on your hands. So here's a card, here's one for your manager. You know, you want another one for your store, I'll give you another one. I got a whole stack right here. And I said, I think you need to talk to your corporate before you try to enforce that policy. It's really important. So, and I just looked it up on ChatGPT. You know, if it interferes with her work or her training, then I'm not required to have a leash on her. And the work that she was doing was off-leash training. Like, that's self-explanatory. No leash. Yes, I said that. I said that. Yes, I did. And I said, I would highly recommend you do some research before you try enforcing this for anybody else because I'm a nice person and I just want you to be educated. But somebody else could easily file a lawsuit and it could be worth millions. And I said, not just worth millions to them because they can sue this establishment, but also they can sue you personally as an employee of this establishment because you're now breaking the law. So I did my best to inform them, and one of them did look it up and see that what I was saying was absolutely correct. So hopefully the next time that we don't have any issues going in there. But the ADA law was only created in 1990, between 1990 and 1995, so it's still a fairly new law. Any law that's less than 50 years old is still fairly new. It means this upcoming generation and the generation that exists, the boomers, they're not familiar with it because it's only recently passed within their lifespan. The people who are coming up now, these Gen Zs, these woke motherfuckers, they will understand the ADA law better than anybody because it existed before they were born. But yeah, Zuma's such a lover, and she gets so much slack from people. She doesn't even look mean, right? Do you guys think she looks mean? I mean, she gets that grumble going sometimes when she hears a bump in the night, and that kind of sounds mean. Like once in a while, she'll scare me. I'll be like, "Holy moly! Like you freaked me out, Zuma. What are you hearing?" But she's such a lover. She's got those super pretty eyes that just say, "Pet me, love me, take me home, and give me all the snacks in the world." And she doesn't, she's not grumbling when she walks up to people. She's just very curiously sniffing them, possibly licking them. Tail is wagging. If she's at the end of her leash when she wants to say hi to somebody, she's getting real low to the ground and consistently wagging. There's a couple shorts in there where we're in Walmart and she wants to say hi to the lady who's trying to return bacon. And she's getting real low to the ground and her tail is just wagging like crazy. And we eventually did say hello to that lady. It ended up being off camera because she took forever to figure out that she wasn't allowed to return bacon. But so, but I mean, the point is she's super friendly and she doesn't come across in any way as threatening or aggressive. Even when she sees other dogs, she doesn't get loud at them. She just wants to go sniff them. And she pulls real hard to go sniff them. But since we've been doing some of this off-leash training, I've actually been able to get her to leave the other dogs alone, so it's been helping with her reactiveness too, which is awesome. That's really important for our training, and that's really important for our work. For her to not be distracted by other things, that's super important for our work. Especially for, the whole reason she exists. To mitigate the symptoms of my PTSD. That's not being distracted by other things. That's pinnacle for what she's supposed to do there. A lot of people are scared of dogs. Right. Yep. That's what I do too. I'll put the dogs away if people say that, they're afraid of them. Yeah, I'll sometimes put them away, but I'll tell them these dogs live here. This is their territory, and you're a guest here. Same way when we go to somebody else's house, I'll say you are a guest here. You don't make the rules, so don't get grumpy at this person's dog. But she's friendly, so for the most part, nobody ever I don't think anyone's ever asked me if I could put the dog away unless it was because one of their kids was small and Zuma likes to jump. Or one of their kids has, you know, trauma in their history because of a dog. You know, those are understandable reasons to put the dog away for a minute. You know, you don't want to traumatize this person more. That's true too. A dog will know if you're scared of them, for sure. They're super in tune with emotions. And I've noticed that if you act scared of a dog, the dog will typically act scared of you. Yeah, if you have really good control over your dogs, excuse me, then you don't have to worry about them running away. We're still in the training phase of Zuma. She used to get out the door and then want to chase things around the neighborhood and explore the whole neighborhood. Now, typically, she sticks around our property. So, but she still does bolt out the door. She just wants to be outside. And like I said, she used to run around the neighborhood, but now she stays in our property. She's had the doggy police called on her before. And again, they couldn't do anything about it either because she's not considered at large unless she's not being pursued. So your dog is allowed to get off leash by mistake as long as you're trying to get them. But if they get loose and nobody's trying to capture them, like you're not looking for your lost dog, then they're considered at large and they can be put into puppy prison. Otherwise, it's okay to have them off leash, and by mistake they leave your property. As long as you're there, right, to control them. That's the key part when it comes to the dogs. As long as they're under control and they don't hurt anybody, typically it's okay. No big deal. It's so silly. You know, when your dog isn't hurting anybody, it's just being a curious animal because that's what they do. Dogs are naturally curious. People get afraid and they call the police. But you can't blame them, right? You really can't blame them because there are some people out there who don't properly train their dogs and then their dogs get loose and then they hurt people. You know, I recently saw a video on YouTube where a dog got loose and it was just attacking random people, including the owner. They could not get this dog under control, and it was trying to get to this other dog that was in heat in somebody's van. And it was just like, it was on the hood of this van, and it was attacking people that came nearby. It bit a police officer. They maced it 3 times. They were gonna tase it. The lady kept telling them to shoot it. Like, it was, the dog was just out of control, and there was no controlling it. They eventually were able to get it under control, but the town didn't have an animal control, so they had like the loophole going, but they eventually got it tranquilized and got it under control, and they put it in the cage, and they didn't have to shoot it. But like, I was locked in watching that video, and it was like a 40-minute video because I was worried that they were going to do something terrible to this dog that was just badly trained. Yeah. Nope. Can't search my house. Sorry. Come back with a warrant. No. You know, unless you've got extenuating circumstances, like hot pursuit, where you saw this individual running through my house, you're not coming in here to search for him. What? No. Sorry. Unless you're running through the neighborhood searching for this guy at this very moment and you think he came into my house, Like, I will help you search my house for that motherfucker if you think he came into my house. Otherwise, no, you ain't coming in here to search for some dude just because you think you saw him. Yep. Some countries do that. They'll just deal with the problem at its base level and then put him back on the street. I mean, is that more humane than capturing them? At least when they're captured, they get fed, right? But then they're caged. So it's the pound is doggy prison. That's really what it is. It's the doggy police and the doggy prison. We try to avoid that place. This one likes to get out. She likes to jump the fence. So we have to reinforce our fence. She's become a little Houdini escape artist. I've heard in other countries, sometimes they just like, the animals are just loose. I forget what country it was, but the cats are just filled, or the streets are just filled with cats. Cats just roam the neighborhood, and then everybody pets them, and tourists and stuff. It's like a big tourist attraction is the cats. Apparently the cats are just really friendly, but there's like a bajillion of them, and they all just walk around the streets, and sometimes they'll follow you, things like that. And in other countries, it's like chimps and monkeys roam the streets, and that's their big tourist attraction thing. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what I'm saying, Douglas. And it's one thing to be nice. It's another thing to let them violate your rights and look through your house. And here is why I say that. I will back my statement with a legitimate cause for concern. There is what's called the plain view doctrine, okay? Now, they're not allowed to use that plain view doctrine while they are in hot pursuit of said subject, looking for them without a warrant. But because people are fucked up and police are assholes sometimes, they will come back with a warrant saying that they want to look for something that they suspect you have because they saw it in your house while they were looking for that guy. So I would be very careful letting eyes of people who are not on your trusted people's list in your house. So I would just be wary of putting eyeballs in your house that aren't on your trusted list, because those are the people that are going to end up fucking you over in the end. I've never been to Russia either. I've seen some pictures of it, but I love this country. And from what I've heard about other countries, is I wouldn't want to go to other countries. I might visit, but I would want to hang out with a local. I think I've spoke about this before. I don't know if you were here. But if I go visit another country, I'm going to go visit the locals. Be like, take me to your local dive bar. You know, what's the local cuisine? Where's your hole in the wall nightclub? Like this, the kind of stuff where you don't get to see it unless you live there. I'd still want to see those tourist attractions, like Big Ben or the Eiffel Tower, you know. But I'd want to hang out at the places where the locals hang out. Hey Douglas, have you seen the new VIP system that they've got going on here for the YouTube? We have cat ladies here too. So they've got this new system going on. YouTube broke a bunch of stuff while they were trying to fix this system. And now, if the channel is monetized, like people are able to send super stickers and get memberships, even if they're not spending money, the top chatters and top viewers, they can get little crowns next to their name. There'll be a little purple crown, and it'll say number 1, number 2, or number 3. So it counts towards super stickers, and it counts towards super chats, and memberships, and gifted memberships, and it counts towards regular chats, and it counts towards hearts, and those other emojis on the side there, the 100, the 2 smileys, and the confetti. It counts towards view time, all those things. Go spell! Cosmo! What's up, what's up? What you guys doing? We're just chilling here with Douglas. You guys missed my story. Zuma got some slack going into a store today. Yeah. They tried to tell her she couldn't go in without a leash. I was a little bit late showing up today, but yep, today is a church day, isn't it? Yeah, but yeah, Zuma got some. She got some shit today for not being on a leash, and I had to inform the people that work there of the ADA law, and I have like this little. It's like a cigarette case, right? And on the inside, I've got these cards, and this is a Velcro thing, but these cards have information about the ADA law on the front, or on the back, I guess, whichever way you want to look at it. And so I gave him a couple of these cards, and I said, "You want to talk to your manager?" Yeah. See, that's one of those things you got to worry about, Douglas. For me, they wouldn't see it laying around. It would be on my person. Yeah. Always with a warrant. Always with a warrant. And the reason why you want to make them do that is because the warrant has a very limited scope. They can only search for what is in the warrant explicitly, and they have to let you read it before they can start searching. Or you have to be handed it. They don't have to let you finish reading it, but you have to have a copy of it in your hand before they can start. These other guys don't know. Cosmo and Space Nut are from across the pond, so they're not as. I mean, Space Nut might have more knowledge, but Cosmo is probably uninformed as far as U.S. law. Other countries don't have firearm laws like we do in this country. No, you weren't summoned. You have good ears, though. We were just talking about you. I was saying how Cosmo and you might not have quite the knowledge of the American laws because you're from across the pond. I would visit, Douglas. I would visit. Sure, but I wouldn't go live there. Nope. No, no, no. But I would go hang out with some like the locals. Aaron's funny. He's probably doing something on the computer. He had me in the background, and he's like, "What? Space Nut? Who said something about space?" It's like Zuma when you say cat. Just looks up at me. Space Nut probably visited a few places. Cosmo probably visited a few places. So, Cosmo, I wanted to ask you something since you're here. I was looking at your new account, which is the one you're using now. It says it was created in November last year, November 2024. And then your other one that you said got deleted, but you commented yesterday in chat on. That one says it was created 11 years ago. So how is it that you have an account that was created 11 years ago that got deleted that you were on yesterday, but then you also have an account that was created like 8 months ago that's apparently brand new? Right. Yeah, Ghost Bell seems to have a little understanding of the ADA law. They tried to tell her today, Ghost Bell, that she couldn't go into the store without a leash. And I was like, oh, no, 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 no. You need to be informed while you're trying to enforce this policy because somebody else might not be so nice. Oh, is your mom's old account? Okay. Yep. Yeah, Douglas knows. Yeah, you can get the crowns that we're talking about, Cosmo, without having to pay anything, just by chatting and watching. And hitting these emojis on the side here. I hit a few of them. Hitting those guys, it does the thing where it makes that algorithm give you those crowns. I don't have the capability in mine yet, but all of your dogs are service animals? Nice. The best thing about it is there's no pet fees ever for a service dog. That's the biggest benefit when it comes to on paper for their existence. It's so much more than what is on paper. It really is, but when it comes down to it, on paper, that's the best benefit that they have is there's no pet fees. Ooh, Ghost Bell went to the spa. Went to the nail salon. Tell us about your nails. What did you get on your nails? Did you get like a design or something? What kind of color? Yeah. Here in Maine, it's constitutional carry, Douglas. So I guess if you ain't making a nuisance, there are some places you're not supposed to carry. But ooh, baby blue. Oh, that's cute. Are you one of those ladies that has like the super long nails? Or do you keep them conservatively short? Like enough to type with, right? You seen those ladies that have those huge bedazzled nails? They're like 40 feet long. And they've got like all these crystals and rhinestones on them. It's like that in a lot of other countries, Douglas. This is one of the only countries where the ratio of ownership to citizen is 2 to 1. And that's one of the main reasons I love this country more than I would be interested in living somewhere else. I'd like to see another country try to stomp land. You know what I mean? I'd like to see another country try to just pull up with their boats on the beaches and start some shit. Cause I tell you what, America, we ain't gonna fuck around. You start storming our beaches, shit will go down. I mean, you better be dropping in from the sky if you think you got any kind of a chance. But even still, Hannah, what's up, Hannah? Yeah, they're all just chilling. We're in the shade here at the park. And that lady's in the back hiding, right? You viewers are saying hi. Yeah. Oh. We got Annie in a little harness thing today. I didn't want her to run, but while she's in the car, we can take that off of her. Oh, you're hooked. Watch your head. Easy. There you go. No? Little turd. So where did you say you're from again, Douglas? I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm in Maine here. So one of the first things I learned when I came to Maine was you don't just go rolling up on private property. You know, you want to announce yourself and knock on the door as soon as you can. Because if people hear a bump in the night around here, you never know. You know, the shotguns come out. Oh yeah, Go spells a transplant from Edinburgh, Scotland. Oh, so do you have that like super sexy Edinburgh, Scotland accent also? Like the same kind of similarity to the accents of people who are from the south? Nice.
Get off my shoe.
Yeah, I don't know, Douglas. I think the post office is an off limits place also. I think you're right about it being a federal building. No, I'm just chilling in my car. The doggos like watching people usually. I mean, she's just kind of sleeping right now, and Letty doesn't give a fuck. 'Cause she's too old to watch people. Okie dokie, ghost. Or ghost pal. You do your thing. Sunday's usually family time, right? We'll probably do our family time thing tonight. And if the house is empty when we get back, then we'll set up the tripod for the doggos. Otherwise, we'll end at regular time. We'll see. It's a really nice day, so I think the kiddos at the park. I've been to Canada, but I was in Canada when it was winter time. They have a festival over there called Winterlude. So I was in Canada and Quebec for Winterlude many years ago, and I did some snowboarding and skiing. That was fun. But I didn't get to see much of the countryside being pretty because it was all covered in snow. You know, the lake was frozen, and I got to experience that. That was cool. The Ottawa Canal. Big size. Oh, Ohio. Is that a landlocked state? That is landlocked, isn't it? Double check my geography on that one. Where'd the rest of the chat go? I know Ghost Bell said she had to go. Hannah popped in. It's showing 5. I think SpaceNet has just got me in the background, which is awesome, because the watch hours is what I'm looking for. Cosmo dropped off. How are we still showing 5? Oh, now it's showing 1. We do get quite a bit of snow up here, depending on the year. we're in the middle of what we call mud season up here right now, where it'll rain, be sunny, it'll rain, it'll be sunny, it'll rain, it'll be sunny. And then we hit summertime and it kind of, the rain slows down. And then there's fall, and then winter is like 6 months. So yeah, we get quite a bit of snow. But it really depends on the year, whether or not we get a lot of snow or not. Because it's all based on the precipitation, right? Cosmo's still here. You just listening, Cosmo? I know the doggies they're just sleeping right now. Just chilling. Yeah, typically we'll get snow through March and occasionally late in April. And then after that, it's mud season until like the end of June, early July. So for the song things, Cosmo, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep letting you guys pick what music I pick for shorts. It's been really challenging with getting that other phone to do the music because I can't chat anymore with the phone that's live streaming. So they took away the feature that lets you chat while you're live streaming on the same device. So in order to say anything in chat, I have to use a different device. So I'm using the live stream device as kind of just the camera. And then I need this other one to view. And I don't even think this other one's on. It actually is on. But I guess we could play a song. But I want to I'm shying away from putting the music into the live stream because if I do it that way, then I have to scrub it. And it fucks with the audio. So. Yeah, but the same rules apply. You've got to go to one of my shorts that doesn't already have a pinned comment, and comment what song you want. And then the new short I'll link to, because when you make a short, it lets you pick a video that's related. So I'll pick the one that you commented on as the related video. And when I make the new short, it'll have the song that you requested, and I'll pin the comment. And you'll know that I put the new short out because I'll have put a thumbs up and a heart next to your comment when I pinned it. Oh, I saw the comment. I saw the comment. I didn't get a chance to make the short yet, so I haven't responded to it. As soon as I make the short, and that's only for those comments with the requested music. I will wait to comment or respond to those comments until I get the short made. This way, when you guys get the notification, you can immediately go see the short that I made with the music that you requested. Does that make sense? So if your notifications are on, when I make the short, I'll hit the heart for the comment requesting the short. And then I'll pin the comment and then you'll get that notification that I pinned your comment, and you can immediately go check out the new short. And then the new short, at the bottom, I'll be able to link the video or the short that you commented on. So you guys will be able to see where the comment came from that requested that short. If there is one, because this is a new thing that I'm doing. I'm like I said, I'm trying to avoid having the copyright scrubbed from the live stream. So what I think I'm gonna do is just make the short into the songs you guys are requesting. And if you could pick music that doesn't have overly vulgar or violent graphic lyrics in it, that would be awesome, because it makes the short able to be longer. I can use more of the music if it's not vulgar and violently graphic. Excuse me. Now it's okay if you like those songs. Like, I enjoy those songs too, and I will try. Like, if your favorite song in the whole world is violently graphic, I will try to make a short out of it anyway. But I might not be able to use any of your favorite parts. So just keep that in mind. So I have a couple different ways that it shows me the notification. Yeah, I understand that, right? So what happens is I'll see your comment, and then I'll pull it up in the studio app, and then I'll go into YouTube, the YouTube app, and then open up the shorts, and I'll find the song, and then I will pick a section of it, because it starts you out with 15 seconds. So I'll pick a section of it that's 15 seconds long, and then I start adding videos to the music. And then once I publish the short, I go back into the studio, which is just a click away, or 2 clicks, and I'll hit the heart button, and I'll pin the comment, and I'll hit the thumbs up. So I think that's going to be the way that I do the requests for music going forward, so that I don't have to keep scrubbing the audio. And then, if I end up using your favorite part of that song, you can listen to it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I tend to not use the typical spots in the song either. I like to use the weird spots that aren't like the chorus. It makes for some pretty interesting videos. Today's gonna be a day to make a bunch of shorts. We're gonna see. I think I'll skip being live streaming for the evening because I did that yesterday, and then I'll make a bunch of shorts. The problem is that I need to film things. That's been the issue. I need to make the content in order to use the content to make a short. And when it's rainy inside, there's only so much content I can make. But I can do a lot with a little. So I'll film some stuff today and make some content and do some shorts for you guys. The goal would be 5 shorts today. That'll be the goal. So we'll get that music request in there, and if I can use more of the song than just the first half, maybe I'll use a second short to make part of the music longer. But that'll be the goal for today is 5 shorts. And I'll try to keep up with at least 1 short, and I'll try to go live this week. But this week is going to be really messed up because my schedule is all over the place. I will try. I did see a comment that got held. I understand why it got held. Probably not a good song to request. But if you put it down on one of my shorts, I will try. That's the best I can say. Or just put it down as a comment that doesn't already have one pinned. Like I said, any song you guys want, you go ahead and put it in there. And then I will try to make a short. I will try. It's that time for me to head back to the house though. We're gonna have to do this a little bit different for privacy purposes. Somebody's awake back there. Bear with me. I know that you lost visual. I know that you lost visual. Just bear with me. I see the comments rolling in. Like I said, we had to do it a little bit different. I got to take my privacy into consideration more often. So this is a privacy move, not a killing of the feed for no reason at all. T-minus 20 seconds. Yeah. You get parked here, maybe over in the shade some. Not really in the shade, but alright. There we are. We're partially in the shade. What's up, Tessa? When you're driving a minivan? No, it's a Honda Element. So I guess it's kind of like a minivan. Yo, you do your thing, Tessa. That's all right. Let's see if I can spin you guys back here. As good as I can get it. So, but that applies to you too, Douglas and Tessa. If you guys want me to make a short with your favorite song in it, or just a song you want to hear in one of my shorts, you just go to one of my shorts that doesn't already have a comment pinned, and comment what song you want to hear, and then I'll pin your comment and give you a heart. The goal is going to be 5 shorts today, so I might not be live after a certain time today. We're going to try to enjoy the light. So you might not see me live later, Tessa, but check out the new shorts and comment a song you want to hear, and I'll try to make a short out of it. Either way, we'll see ya. Enjoy your day. Appreciate you. You're awesome. I'm having an excellent day. Today is awesome. We're having an awesome day. We had a little bit of difficulties getting Zuma into a store today. But other than that, we're having an amazing day. And you also have an amazing day. Excuse me. I'm here. What's up, Cosmo? Just chilling. I'm making some new playlists. I'm here. I'm here. Just chilling. Like I said, I'm making some new playlists. Editing playlists. Excuse me. Oh yeah. Some people looking like they're gonna mow the lawn next door. We'll see how it goes. They got a Husqvarna. But he wants to do that whole big field. Oh, buddy. Watch your ears. Maybe they just came out to give him a price. I don't know. They got a mower, but I don't think this Husqvarna is going to do it. I've done some mowing in my lifetime. I gotta tell you, the equipment that he's got on the back of his truck is probably not going to do it. I think we're going to see him get stuck, but we'll see. Oh, hey, Cosmo. I think you're able to turn my long form videos into shorts too if you wanted to do that. To make your own songs and stuff. Like you find a section of a live stream that you like, I think you're able to turn that into a short. Looks like we are going to get the mower going there, so it might get loud here. Yeah. So I think you're able to make your own shorts from my long form videos, if I'm not mistaken. I can actually check that out myself real quick. If I go onto Zuma's account. Let's click this one. I think it lets me clip. I thought it was going to let me make a short from it. Maybe I can make a short from my own ones. It'll let you clip. I don't think it lets you do a short of your own. Let's see if it does it for the videos. Oh, there you go. Okay, so the videos you can remix. You can't remix the live streams, but you can remix the videos. It's gonna get loud here. I think this guy's gonna get stuck. We're gonna see. So yeah, I do have some. I got caught up watching this guy, hoping he got stuck. Is that bad? I do have some long form videos that I can put up on her page. So I think I'll put that up on Zuma's page. Oh, he's cruising. He's cruising. I don't know if he's mowing, but he's cruising. He's moving right along. I may have underestimated his Husqvarna. He may not have the mower on though. He's just doing figure eights in the middle of the field. So I don't know. Maybe he's just getting a feel for the machine over the terrain. I feel like it would be spitting out a lot more though if he was actually mowing. And there's no way he'd be able to go that fast. There it is. I was wondering about now. And you can hear the difference. Did he get stuck? Did he get stuck? Almost. Almost got stuck. you're good. Thank you. We just mowed ours. I tend to keep our lawn a little bit longer. If you mow it too short, it won't grow. That's the trick with mowing the lawn. You have to leave enough leaves in order for it to do its thing. If you don't leave enough leaf, then it will not grow. That's all grass really is. It's a leaf. Excuse me. I think maybe we'll get a fire going today. Doesn't seem that windy out. Excuse me. Excuse me. He's mowing again. He's cruising along, not as fast as he was before. I've seen a lot of different mowers get stuck there. Hell, I got stuck there with a mower. Excuse me. So I'm thinking he's gonna get stuck in that spot. It's a big lawn and there's only a couple spots where you can get stuck, so we'll see. You guys are right in the sunlight. See, it says 97% battery. Oh, might be twisty. Twisty. I want the spring back. It doesn't want to twist. Oh, there. No, it's too far. There we go. But like I said, you guys are in the direct sunlight, so maybe I'll have to figure something out about that. Stay up on the dash, maybe. Yeah, that'll do. That takes it out of the direct sunlight. A little bit, anyway. See if that helps, because I think it's gonna die if it doesn't get taken out of direct sunlight. They overheat. Might even explode if it was an iPhone. Or was that an Android thing? That was an Android thing, wasn't it? Exploding phones. Excuse me. But I don't put my phone up to my face anyway. So I know, Zooey. I don't know what that lawn guy's doing, but he's not doing a good job for lawns. Usually they just want to get it done, get out of there, and move on to the next one. I don't know, Zooey. I don't know. Excuse me. Holy frickin' moly. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's what we call smoker's cough.